Hey guys, Saitor here. A quick tutorial that I want to do today is about a cool feature inside Streamer.bot that is the random feature. So basically what it's going to do is that you're going to trigger an action, and inside the action you have all the sub actions, and those sub actions will be triggered randomly, which is pretty cool. So the way I'm going to do it today is that I'm going to have an OBS and I'm going to connect Streamer.bot to OBS, and then from there I'm going to be triggering the different sources that I have configured in OBS. So let's dive right into it. So for the example today, I configured already 4 sources with different Kirby's in different position in the screen. To control my OBS with Streamer.bot, we're going to need to configure and make sure that the WebSocket is open on your OBS. So we go in Tools, WebSockets, enable the WebSocket, make sure that the enable authentication is there and that you have dots here showing that there is a password. If it said auth disable, then make sure that you click apply OK and then just go back. You should have dots that says that there is a password. To find your password, you're going to click on show connect info and you will have it here. You can copy it, and now we're going to go configure it inside Streamer.bot. Once you have your password, you go in the Stream Apps tab, you go in OBS, right click, add, and now you can configure your OBS. Auto connect on startup to make sure that it's connected when you open your Streamer.bot. Reconnect on disconnect if it ever gets disconnected. Once it's connected here, you can make sure that it's connected by doing connect. Now it shows connected and all the details that it finds in OBS. Now we're going to go to the action. For each of the sources, I'm going to create an action to make them visible and hidden after a few seconds. So we're going to create the first one. We're going to call it Kirby1. The sub action is going to be OBS sources. Sources. Then we're going to go get source visibility, and we're going to select Kirby1 default reaction, and we're going to make it visible. We can duplicate this one, and now we're going to make it hidden. Obviously, if we leave it like this, it's just visible, hidden, you're not going to see anything. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a delay of how long you want. This is going to be 4 seconds. It's in milliseconds, so we want 4 seconds, and we're going to put it between both of them. If we put a test trigger, we're going to see that when I trigger it, here's little Kirby. And now I'm going to do the same thing for all 4 of them. This is going to be accelerated, so let's go. All right, so now we have our 4 actions, and they all trigger a different source. Now we're going to create a random action, and we're going to click on random action here. In the sub actions, we're just going to go core, actions, and run action. And then you just select the first one, and again we can just duplicate all of those. And we're going to change it for each of them a different Kirby. And now, if we put a test trigger, you will see that every time we trigger it, it's going to start a different one. One cool function about the random is that you can choose the weight of each sub actions. If you right click and go to weight, you can actually choose here. You can read the description here. But basically the easiest way to think about it is that one will be 100% and you want to split it between all of them. So let's say I want this one to be triggered more often. I'm going to put it to 0.5. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the other ones. I'm going to put a value of, let's say, 0.15. So now we're at 65. We still have 35. I'm going to put another one at 0.15. So now we have 70, 80, and then we're going to have another weight of 0.20. Oops, 0.20. So this way, they're all going to be triggered, but you will see that it's going to go more often on the number 4. and then 1 and 2 will happen way less often. Don't forget that this is not only the actions for OBS, but this can be any sub action that is within this action that will be triggered randomly. So this is basically a random action, but you can also create a randomize within an action. So if you have an action that has many steps, but one of the steps within, you want this portion to be randomized, you can create a group and make the group random. Now we don't need this portion to be random because the random will be under the group here. So we're going to remain in the group. We're going to call it random. And as I showed you here, the check mark is on random. So anything that will be inside this group will actually be randomized the same way as we did before. And now when we trigger it, it's going to be the exact same thing. It's going to be randomized. So if you would have other steps, then this portion, this little group would be randomized. And this here is not random anymore. And that was it. Random is as simple as that. And it's extremely powerful. And Streamer.bot is extremely powerful. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Give me a like and subscribe to the channel. And maybe see you later.